I believe that we should allow our teams to be their full authentic self at work. And in order to enable that, I have to show that.
I just make sure that I'm leading by example, and that I'm helping and mentoring and taking how I was mentored and how I was kind of raised in the business to help raise others.
One of the things that I really took away from my 8 years at Bank of America was this wonderful idea that was part of our values, which is trust the team.
I would love to see brands and advertisers achieve a vision that works for the future, that is focused on people's health and well-being and longevity, as opposed to just selling a product.
When someone on your team comes to you and says, I have an idea for something we haven't done before, I don't know if it will work, but I really believe it's going to be something that will unlock something else for us, you got to make a bet there. First of all, it shows your team that you actually do value their opinion. More importantly, you can't know everything. And as you get to a point in your career where you've, done a lot of cycles, you need to let other people talk to you. So you get input from everywhere. A lot of times, in my experience, senior leaders who I've worked for have come to me and said, my kids are doing this. Why aren't we? And you have to be open to that. Your instinct is, I've been doing this for 3 decades. I'm a media professional. Thank you for your unprofessional opinion. But the reality is, good ideas come from everywhere. You just have to recognize them.
When we recruit, my personal perspective is you're looking for someone who has amazing energy. You're looking for someone who's a constant learner. You're looking for someone who can be brave and bold. But you're also looking for someone that is comfortable with feedback. A lot of what we do has to do with critique and being able to take that criticism and say, okay, this isn't personal. I'm learning here, and I'm excited about that.
We really strongly encourage our employees to leverage the benefit of our referral program so that they are bringing in people and really be our best advocates, because we know certainly the best way to get new business is to have your clients, speak on your behalf and recommend you. And we believe the same thing for our employees.
I don't think in some cases we're going to find the right people in just the city that our offices are in. So we've been pretty open to opening it up to anywhere in the US to have people work remotely. We're allowing people to work from home indefinitely. And I think some people want to do that, and some people want to go to the office. It's been great going into the office. We've been open, 25% up to 50%, and going into the office and seeing people has been fantastic. But I think everybody feels like it's not something they have to do every day like they did before. It's just a new way of working. We've started some third Thursdays where we come in, there could be a guest speaker, people get together. We had our first one in New York last week. We also have business resource groups that people can join. There's councils. There's several different things going on in terms of the culture. When we just did something around disability, and we're doing videos for our teams, and we're just trying to have everyone try to participate that can and support all of those different business resource groups.
One of the things that I always say is that diversity is the thing that brings the ideas. Diversity of thought. Where do people come from? Where are they headed? And again, getting back to honesty and transparency, people need to bring their full and true selves to work, and they need to be in a safe space to do that.
I think that there are some antiquated ways of thinking and operating as leaders, which is don't share too much of yourself. Don't bring your whole authentic self to the office or to the experiences where you're interfacing with the organization. Don't show weakness. And I have spent a lot of time bucking all those conventions because it's not who I am. And I don't believe it's the expectation of our teams and generations to come that leaders are, stiff and unapproachable and don't show vulnerability and weakness. And I am way deep in both the creative and the introverted. And what I know is what I don't like. And what I don't like is process and deliberation and following steps to a prescribed level. And so I think of myself as the art really, really brought to life with that science element of things, right? And I could do it, but it's really not where my comfort zone is. So what I like to do is please, those people who sit on the left, the opposite corner of the quadrant, come to me and give me all those data points. Tell me what you see. And then that's where I come in and say, gosh, now I have an idea of how we could apply that for a client or how we could create and package a new offering that's going to grow our business.
I think experimentation is the reason that I'm in this role. So for the last 20 years, my goal has been to say to people, if it's already been done, we shouldn't be doing it. To tell our clients and to think about briefs that will get us to places that are unique solutions. I mean, right now, today, our clients are asking us about the metaverse, right? They're saying, how should we be showing up in the metaverse? That's not really the right question. The right question is, how would our community or the people that we want to attract want to interact with us? And so often experimentation is just changing language and shifting problem solving. It's different with every client, but the first step is building trust. So you don't just walk into a new relationship with a client and start educating them. You spend time with them. You hear what problems they have on their side. You understand their organization. You get their culture. So that's the first step. And then the second step is like, okay, now I understand your business problems. I've met your people. I understand your culture. Here's what I think would resonate internally and externally. Because the other big piece of doing marketing is it won't get sold if the people that are, living and breathing it don't believe in it. And then you get them involved. You help them write a brief, right? You help them look at the work. You help them evaluate the work. You don't just tell them, this is beautiful. It's so different. It's incredible. You get them to be a part of the process because once they're part of it, they're living it and loving it. The thing about digital is that it's constantly changing. So I'm used to uncertainty. I'm comfortable with the unknown. And I look to people to come with unique solutions. So once people understand that I'm not the kind of creative director that comes in with like a lot of ego and says, now we'll all be doing this in this way. Once people get used to that, they get a lot of excitement around it. They're like, okay, I am now coming with solutions. I have to think through this and my voice will be heard. And it's kind of a wonderful day-to-day situation.
We are always vetting and spending time with those who come to the table with innovation. But I think so much of what's important in our ecosystem is people will talk about their functionality. And I think it's much more important to be talking about purpose and value and how that's going to drive the industry forward. I may be a consumer packaged goods company and all I care about is how many eyeballs can you get for me at the cheapest rate possible. What we're trying to do and what I'm really passionate about is pivoting that into something that's far more accountable, far more interesting, and far more dynamic.
We can no longer fail to take advantage of an interaction with consumers because the bar's been raised. The bar's been raised, frankly, by social media platforms that are very, very good at doing this. And so all of a sudden, marketers are sort of fighting the next war with the last war's weapon. We need to understand what people really want from us, what they're trying to solve now, and how we can best show up there. It might not be a product message. It might be a piece of thought leader content. I'll leave you with this thought. Every impression is an opportunity to make an impression. Make a good one.